From Wichita, Kansas, this is Midwest Sports Saturday from Equity Bank Park. I'm Joey McWilliams, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day for football here on a baseball field. Absolutely great. Hey, listen, if you can play it wherever it is. I'm joined by Friends basketball coach Phil McClintock. We'll get to visit about basketball here. Probably a little football, too, as we go along because It's a football afternoon. But I want to welcome everyone in as we are live from Wichita, Kansas. Lots of football that's going to take place across the NAIA today. We'll hit a lot of it over the course of the day. And, of course, our live show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central. Tune in for that. We'll give you coverage not only of this game, but throughout the country. And you know what else? We're going to be doing a lot over the course of the day. Lots of content today on the channel, so keep it right here. But as we get started with Coach Phil McClintock, the Friends men's basketball team 1-1. I want to talk some basketball with you really quickly, but How about the day today? I mean, could you ask for a better day for football?
It's amazing, and this event here, this is the second year, obviously, at least that I've attended, and it's awesome. I mean, great crowds, just a different feel being downtown and on the baseball field, and obviously should be a competitive game. Hopefully Friends wins, but it is awesome, so we're excited.
We are at Equity Bank Park. We're at the home of the Wichita Wind Surge, which is a AA baseball club here in Wichita, and it's going to be Kansas Wesleyan making the hour-and-a-half trip from Salina down here to take on Friends. It's a neutral site, Coach, but still, I mean, you're in Wichita.
Yeah, I've been in the conference for a long time. We don't really like the Coyotes at Friends. I mean, they've won a lot. They've been successful. They've won a lot of Commissioners' Cups recently, and so we're chasing them right now. And so it's a perfect backdrop for us to hopefully go and get a win.
All right. Well, Coach, let's talk a little basketball really quickly before I ask you a little bit more about football, and we will go from there. But the men's basketball team, you're in your third season with the program, came from Ottawa, spending some time there. I want to ask you about that, too, a little bit later on. But obviously, at this point in time, it's really starting to settle in more your team. You got a lot more of, say, of who you've recruited and been here. 1-1 to start the season. How's the program doing?
It's good. We're excited. Friends is a great place, so they make it easy to have success and to recruit the right kids. So we do, I'm on year 3. We have one player who's playing that was not my recruit. So we still have one carryover, Al Emerlahu, amazing dude, and he's starting right now for us. So, we're trying to battle with the top dogs in the program, and they're our league basketball-wise is really good, and so it's tough. But we've definitely made strides. Took over. They'd won 5 games. We won 9 my first year. Terrible year for us, but it was a rebuild. And last year we won 24. And so, I think we're in a different place. Our guys expect to win, and that's what we're trying to do this year.
You mentioned that last year winning 24, of course, obviously a big jump. I think in situations where there's a coaching change, usually that first year's a rebuilding year anyway around, because, I mean, no matter what the success was the year before, still going to bring in your culture, your way of doing things, your offense, your defense, everything about it like that. So there's going to be a little bit of turnover there. But in year 2 to get 24 wins, I mean, that's the most wins in 7 or 8 years, I think, for the program. You get a tournament win as well. So that's not bad to build off of here going to year 3. Yeah,
it was exciting. It was a great year. I mean, it really was. It was fun. Just a great group of guys that came together. This is my first rebuild, my first time as a head college basketball coach, so we knew it was going to take some time. So, year 2, having that much success, probably ahead of schedule going into it. I mean, who knows? You're wanting to win year 1. But,
yes.
We were excited about it. But like I've said, you're in year 3 now, and you win 24 last year. You return a lot. Well, you have a target on your back, and so I don't know if it's. I mean, excited about where we're at, but also I don't think it's time to rest and relax. It's almost probably more stressful when you're expected to win. So that's kind of where we're at. But it's better to be that than we were picked second in the preseason in the conference this year. Well, we were 10 and I think 12 my first year. I'd rather be picked second than and have the expectations. So
yeah, the target's not too heavy. right?
It's not, but it is.
It's a thing.
It is. It's there. But like I said, I'd rather be in that situation than the opposite. So for sure.
We're visiting now here live on Midwest Sports Saturday from Wichita, Kansas, with Friends men's basketball coach Phil McClintock. And Coach, obviously it's a football day today, but still talking basketball. You all are 1-1 to start the season now. You have a little time off today, so you can come watch some football.
Yeah.
But you alluded to the fact that being at Friends is a good place to be. Sure. And Terry Harrison, who actually is, I don't know if he's in the shot right now, but he's getting ready to coach football.
That's a good cameo right there.
I'm
if you
telling
get Coach
you,
Harrison, he's big time.
If he photobombs us, yeah, he is big time.
He is. He's a stud.
But he's mentioned before that the facilities are there and it's just a good place to be. Could you elaborate on that a little bit? Because coaching at a university with an athletic department, Dr. Ramsar does a great job too.
Amazing.
But just when you've got that support.
Yeah, it's unmatched at our level. Places that I've been around, I think it's the best place in the conference. Wichita's great. Campus is great. Facilities. Just our mission, you can tell. I think that we're encouraged to recruit and support in recruiting the right type of kids. You can look around, like we talked about the Commissioner's Cup. We're trying to win the Commissioner's Cup every year. It's a good place to be when you have that pressure where other teams are winning. And, my first year, I felt like a letdown. I'm sitting in the, staff meetings and like, man, these teams are winning. I got to get there. And I truly believe that. And so that's just the kind of place we're at. And so, I know that Friends' mission aligns with me really well. And Coach Harrison, a lot of the coaches, Dr. Ramsire, Dr. Carey, our president, they do an amazing job of, recruiting coaches and that fit the mission. And it's just, it is such a good place to be and for a lot of aspects. So I am very lucky to be here and happy.
1-1 on the basketball season then, and you get the win in your most recent game. But that first game, man, you take on a top 10 team in the country and fall behind, okay, we're going to say significant at the half.
Sure.
Because the second half rally was also significant. Come up just a little bit short to Northwestern. I believe they were number 8 at the time. And that's a pretty good ball team, too. Yeah. Talk about that first win. Yeah,
I was a little bit, a little disappointed just because we knew, so my first 2 years, our schedule's been pretty soft. And so we knew this year we were returning a lot and our expectations were a little higher. So we 4 of the 6 non-conference games are against national tournament teams from last year. So we knew what we were getting into. We knew they were going to be good. They have probably the favorite to be National Player of the Year, their big man who's a stud. And so we knew they were going to be good. And so I was a little disappointed in our first half. We were down 20. We actually fell behind 27 early in the second half. We were able to make a 22-4 run. We don't have any quit in us, and that's something that we knew last year. But when you're down 27 to the number 8 team in the nation with the National Player of the Year, it's going to be hard to come back. So we came back and we cut it. Actually, rewatching that game, it was a 10-point game with 10 minutes left. So from 27 to 10, really quick. And we weren't out of gas. There were just a few, 3 or 4 boards, missed 3, that kept us from coming back and cutting it to 5 and making it a game. So, but we ended up losing by 8. I think it was a learning experience. We knew, and it was kind of hopefully woke our guys up a little bit. Hey, that's what a real team is, and that's where we have to be. So, it was really good for us. Not fun losing ever.
No.
But
and I know there are a lot of coaches that don't necessarily believe in moral victory. So I'm not gonna lay that one at your feet. However,
yes,
from an outsider's perspective, season opener, rally like that, first time that that particular group has played together.
Sure.
There could be worse.
Yeah, I am with you. It's not a moral victory, but what it did is allowed us to have some really good film sessions, some practices, and then obviously our second game we played Baker and played really well. So
yeah, let's talk about that one really quickly. Then Khalees Lee, 30 points in that game, a career night for him, and then a win over another good program that you go on, you take care of business in game 2.
Yeah, they were a Sweet 16 team last year. The last 2 years, Coach Dooley's a good friend of mine, does a great job. So we knew. Scheduling that too. Hey, we want to get the first one, but man, that's not an easy one. The second, and then we played Dort next, so we knew it was going to be tough going on the road. what I was proud of, we shot it really well. We made 17 threes, but I was proud of our defense and intensity. We had 19 boards. We held them under 70 points. Those are the things that I was, this team's going to be able to score. We scored against Northwestern. I mean, we can score. It's can we guard? And I know we can. Are we going to commit to guarding? And so, we committed to it, and we were up. I think we were up 49 points at one point, which is, it's cool. Our guys, we got to play a ton of guys, get a bunch of reps. So it was a really good bounce back for us, and hopefully we can, ride that momentum going forward.
There's nothing that replicates experience.
For sure.
And all of your players have obviously played at some level before to get to be able to be a part of your team this year.
Yep.
But, for some of them, it may be the first time to have that Friends jersey on and get some court time. And so anytime you get an opportunity like that, that's fantastic. I do also, and I wanted to mention this, commend you on the non-conference scheduling too. Mm-hmm. KCAC presents its challenges.
Sure.
Quality conference, quality teams throughout. And not a small conference either.
Sure.
You've got 14 teams up and down the board there when it comes to basketball, some of the sports. Mm-hmm. And so with that in mind, it's going to be tough there, but that you didn't back off with the non-conference slate.
Yeah, the way that we configure national tournament seeding and things, which is, where our program, we're thinking about that. That's what our goal is to get there. There's a thing called the RPI, and they take strength of schedule. They take a lot of different factors, and so it benefits you. Even our loss against Northwestern, as long as they finish, which they could finish top 5, they're really good. As long as they finish that, it's going to help us even with the loss. So there are benefits, but now if you go 0-6 against good teams, it's probably not going to help. So there are benefits of scheduling like that. So Coach Dale Faber is our associate or assistant athletic director, and he's a longtime coach. When I was a player, he coached against me, and he always encourages a hard schedule. So he maybe talked me into that a little bit. And so,
well, he knows a thing or two.
He does. And
it's like that commercial. He's seen a thing or two also.
When he talks, I tend to listen.
Yes.
So, but, here we are. And so, 1-1, I wish we were 2-0, but, moving forward, hopefully we can carry our momentum. We got Dort next, who's, we're world beaters, and they're really good. And, they hosted a opening round last year. And then William Woods, who was a national tournament team. So it doesn't get any easier. So we're excited for the challenge.
Of course, visiting now with Coach Phil McClintock from Friends, men's basketball coach. We're at Equity Bank Park here. The football team is about to take on Kansas Wesleyan, and that is a big-time KCAC matchup today. Divisional game, lot on the line today in this as well. Coach, just a couple more questions while I have you here. And I would look back, you've been a KCAC guy for a long time.
Yep.
Played at Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned playing against when Coach Faber was coaching.
Yep.
You played at Ottawa. You were on the coaching staff at Ottawa for a while before you took this position. You've also been inducted into the Ottawa Hall of Fame. You got the trifecta there of all the stuff going on there for the Braves.
Right.
Quite a career there.
Yeah, Ottawa's a special place. And I, Coach Andy Carrier passed away last year. And that's been tough because he's a mentor of mine, and he was a coach at Ottawa for 25, 27 years, coach against Coach Faber, Coach Jaderston. When I was playing at Ottawa, was a coach at Sterling, so a lot of friends connections there. But Ottawa's a special place, and we were lucky to have some good teams. And I don't know how good a player I was. The league is different. I don't think I can play in the league, the league now. So I was lucky to have that benefit me. But Ottawa.
I appreciate the humility, but I don't know that that's necessarily accurate.
I'm just saying it's a lot better now than it was when I played with 10 teams. So, I love Ottawa. I definitely, I miss some parts of the small town community, but I'm super happy to be here at Friends. So.
All right, football about to take place, and I looked at the clock to make sure I'm making good use of your time.
No, you're good.
But I saw that you had a little one with you today as well.
Yeah.
So
Bo's
ready to watch
over there in the dugout. So after this interview,
which is a weird thing to say about a football game, sitting over there in the dugout.
100%. I'm looking at the dugout here on the baseball field and our dirt. So after this interview, I'll let him go run around the field. And
there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But what's your thought today then? The Falcons are 8-0 coming into this one. Of course, Kansas Wesleyan 6-2. We haven't talked about the football game as much. I definitely wanted to promote men's basketball while I had a chance to visit with you. But this has the potential to be a big time matchup.
Yeah, I know, talking to the coaches, our offices are up there. I know this K-Dub Friends game is always close. It is in basketball, too. It's a rivalry type game, and they're good. But I would take us. I'm not going to bet against Coach Harrison and our football team. We are really good. And like I've always said, at a small school, when your football team's good, that's a great thing for the school. And so it's been nice that they've been. Obviously, it's crazy how good they are. I mean, and hopefully we can make a deep run, but hopefully we win this game first.
Okay, and you're right. But let me ask that really quickly because you bring that point up. I mean, when the football team's good, it pretty much translates to goodwill almost universally across the board for the rest of the department.
Yeah, and what I'll say is with the way that Coach Harrison and his staff recruit, they recruit great kids and they are, deliberate in that. It helps the school because, I mean, it's just a numbers game. If you have 120, 150 football players, that's, an eighth of the school's population on campus. And so I have been around football teams, and I'm sure a lot of coaches can say if they're, having bad seasons or recruiting the wrong type of people, it affects the whole school. Yeah. So we are really, really appreciative. I know I'll speak for myself of, the way that our football team recruits.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
And the winning helps. It's pretty fun to watch.
Winning does help. And so you're hoping for a W again today against KW.
Let's do it.
So that is there. Coach Phil McClintock, thank you so much, sir, for taking time with us today, and success to you and to the Falcons on the basketball court as well. We're going to follow you here on Midwest Sportsnet. Hope to get a chance to visit with you again here on the channel.
Definitely. I appreciate you.
All right. Go have fun with your son and enjoy it. We'll have shout out to Bodie.
Yep. Bodie McClintock.
Shout out to Bodie here on the channel, too. So definitely clip that and let him know I'm grateful. You guys run. Have a little fun. And
all right.
You can leave that mic right there. And I think Levi was around here just a moment ago.
I see him back there.
Grab him and pitch him this way, and I'll get him on the air. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We're here live from Equity Bank Park, Wichita, Kansas. Joey McWilliams with you here on Midwest Sports Saturday. And it's nice to be back out on the road again. And I have to tell you, first off, it's a nice facility. Secondly, okay, the sun went behind one of the light apparatuses up there a little bit earlier, and it gave a little shadow. Go ahead and take that. Make sure that it's still on. I think it's still on, Levi. See the little green light? You don't have to push the button. Just does the little green light come on there? We'll look at it to make sure it's on. We want it to be able to speak properly. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So all right, you're good now. But the sun went behind one of the light apparatuses up there, so it gave me a little bit of shadow just for a moment. But I have to tell you, I'll take the sunlight. It's about, 55, 58 degrees out here right now, maybe, and it is gorgeous here in Wichita.
Yeah.
Levi, did you dial in this weather? This is a Chamber of Commerce day.
It's football weather in November, and we'll take it. It's a little chilly this morning, but as I walk out here now again, there's a slight breeze, but not too much, and I don't think from November the 1st you could have ordered much better football weather than that. No. We'll definitely take it. No.
Well, I am visiting now with Levi Converse, who is the Sports Information Director at Friends University and a longtime friend of mine as well. I had a chance to work with him over the years in a lot of coverage that I've done back in Oklahoma, and of course now working with Friends for all these years. How many years have you been at Friends now?
Well, this is my 9th year.
Wow.
Yeah, time flies, right?
It absolutely
this is my 9th
does.
year.
And your family has grown. I mean, I'm telling you, how many, you have kids, and they're in high school now.
Well, Matthew got married.
Oh my goodness!
In August, if that's gonna. If that sounds crazy enough, he's married, so we have a new daughter-in-law.
Wow! Congratulations.
In August, thank you. Yeah, Matthew married Eden in August, so and Lucas 17 and Peyton is 13.
Okay.
So we got two. We got one still in high school and one in middle school. So we got them still spread out.
You're doing a great job, and you are a good leader too, and a great family. I follow him on social media some too, and keep up with the family as well. I didn't realize there was a marriage also too. So, man, that is awesome.
It just sounds crazy, but it is.
Okay, football. It's football day today.
It is.
Man, this is a great time of year. First Saturday, first day of November. I mean, we're starting to get in the home stretch. The Falcons are 8-0. Talk about what that means for the department, even as a whole.
Well, they're building off what they did last year when Terry Harrison was hired, and he's going into his 4th year here now. I think there was a lot of optimism within the team, and a lot of belief and hope that this day could happen, and this season could happen, and last season could happen. But I think even the most optimistic view would probably have said this is this probably wouldn't happen this quick. And it's happened. I mean, it's not overnight, but it kind of seems like that almost. Last year we won the KCAC Kessner Division, win a playoff game for the first time in history. Now you enter today 8-0, number 4 in the country. That's the highest ranking ever on record. And what Coach Harrison has done with this program is just sometimes you have to stop and pinch yourself how quickly it's come together and how good it's come together, because you see quick rebuilds sometimes, Joey, but you don't see it last. It's not always sustainable, and you could just see the footprints from the first year on, and then last year and now this year. It just continues to get better and better. So he's building a program that I think is in it for the long haul. At least we hope. And now it's culminating with a big game here today against Kansas Wesleyan, and you're 8-0 looking good for the postseason potentially. So it's something I think is going to continue now and in the future, we hope.
We're live here on Midwest Sports Saturday from Equity Bank Park in Wichita, Kansas, visiting now with Levi Converse. Levi, you talk about that I mentioned before, and I wanted to add to your point, because we say on the channel regularly, the Terry Harrison factor is a real thing.
Yeah. So, I remember your preview when you did the opening. I think in August, you said one of the things you're looking forward to in NI football was the Terry Harrison experience, right? Is that
that's one of our top 10 things.
That stood out. Yeah, and you're right on that. Yeah,
it really is, and he is a gentleman, a fantastic guy. Both the coaches, by the way, here representing their programs today. Coach Middleton, stellar individual, just a great guy. Privileged to get to visit with him, and he looks like he's taking that program in the proper direction as well. His opportunity coming over from working with Harding, which in its own right in Division II, a very, very good program with Coach Simmons there. But Coach Harrison, it's interesting to think about it being year 4. And I remember the headline that you posted when Coach Harrison was hired, and it surprised me. I saw it on social media, and I looked, and it's one of those things you do a double take and go, wait a minute, what just happened here? And the headline that Levi put with the story, do you remember it?
Yes.
Game changed.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And Terry Harrison is a game changer. So we've seen that now. What do you expect today in this competition, in the contest that's going to happen right here on the field behind us, which again, we're on a AA baseball field, neutral site to an extent, but you think it's going to be a Wichita crowd, but Salina's an hour and a half. They're going to bring their folks as well. Yeah. But what do you see out there on the field today?
Well, what's not lost is this is a big game for both teams. Kansas Wesleyan, because with the Bissell Division now, the KCAC going to divisional play. Kansas Wesleyan comes in 6-2, but they are 2-0 in the Bissell Division.
Exactly.
So the winner of today's game is going to be 3-0, and at least have an inside track to a divisional championship. Now, Friends has already played McPherson in Southwestern, where Kansas Wesleyan still has them coming up. So, the journey is not quite the same, but it's a huge game for both teams. And the winner of today's game is going to have an inside track. And, the Falcons, they played here 2 years ago against McPherson, won that one pretty big. And the atmosphere it's different. It's unique. And it's exciting. It's not a normal home game. You can say it's a normal game, but it's not.
No, it's not.
None of this is normal that we're here today, and so I think that can play a factor in ways maybe you don't expect it to as the game progresses. And this, I always hate to use the term rivalry kind of loose, but this is a rivalry for sure. And the Falcons won over Kansas Wesleyan last year for the first time in a decade, and on a walk-off field goal by Cole Thompson, a 40-yarder. And if you really followed the game, and I put the recap in my preview just to relive it a little bit, but Friends started at their own 1-yard line that final drive.
Yes.
And
I had forgotten about
bleak.
That, but yes.
Kansas Wesleyan was out on top 26-25. Friends starts on their 1-yard line, gets a pass interference penalty to prolong a drive, and then wins on a walk-off. So I expect Kansas Wesleyan to bring their best effort today. I think this is a big-time atmosphere, big opportunity for them and for the Falcons, and I think it's going to be a great time. We'll see. I think it's going to be a good game.
Which, by the way, Levi, if you watch Friends in the last 4 years, the fact that there was they were throwing the ball on the final drive to draw a pass, that a pass interference penalty was called against this Friends or in favor of the Friends offense. That's just amazing in and of itself on that. But looking at the rest of the division too, of course, inside track, driver's seat with a win today, either one of these teams, although you're right, because this is the back end of a 3-game stretch for Friends, having already faced McPherson and Southwestern coming with wins. Kansas Wesleyan, this is the front end to get Friends and then McPherson and Southwestern as well. But in Winfield, which, by the way, back-to-back games in Winfield, today, McPherson and Southwestern, I mean, potentially a playoff opportunity. I'm not going to say a playoff spot's on the line because that's not
accurate.
But I think opportunity is still at play for the winner of that game. There's a lot riding today just down the road.
Yeah, I think no, you're right. You can't officially look at it as a playoff spot or a playoff elimination game, but I think that very well could be how it plays out.
Opportunity is a good word.
Opportunities are, I think, the opt-in word, because I believe, Friends has played both of them, so we've got kind of an up-close look at both teams, and I think both are legit. I do.
Yes.
The game against McPherson was on homecoming for Friends. It was the opening game of the Bishop Division, and McPherson twice led by 14. 21-7, or 21-7. That was the biggest deficit for the Falcons since 2023. Then they were up 10, 24-14. So they had double-digit leads twice in that game, and the Falcons get a pick six right as the first half ends, I think with 8 seconds left in the half, to take the lead. That shook the momentum, and then the Falcons kind of, I hate to say put on cruise control, they kind of really put the pedal down in the second half. But McPherson was on top much of that first half.
And a very, very good program.
Very good on the upswing. Jeremiah Fiskus has done phenomenal.
Oh, he's doing a great job.
And so last week, it played out similar, but almost Friends gets up 21-0 on Southwestern, but then they come back and cut it to get it to one possession. So the Falcons have to go down and clinch the game in the fourth quarter with a touchdown. So both teams tested the Falcons to the limit, pretty much. So I think that's a very interesting. I think both teams are really good.
Yes.
And I think both teams are playoff quality. But unfortunately, the way this works, both are likely not going to get in. So the winner today is definitely going to have a really good opportunity to get in the playoffs, because not only do you have the head-to-head win, you have the tiebreaker as well. That's something that they're going to look at. So
kind of
that's
a game and a half almost.
It is,
when it comes down to it on things like that. And this is one of those divisions, and it's like, we talk about here on the channel regularly. Heart South is one of those with Baker and Benedictine, Mid-American Nazarene. This division this year, and you throw Kansas Wesleyan in there too, with the opportunity that's at hand for the Coyotes if they could come out of here with a victory today. I mean, there are some quality programs that sometimes get lumped up in one conference or lumped up in one division, and you can only take so many out of that division or conference to make it into that 20-team playoff field, which, again, still it's up to 20 now from 16, so that's kind of a neat thing that there are more opportunities, but still.
It is, and it still seems exclusive somewhat.
Yeah, 20 of the 94 teams. It'll be, by the way, 96 teams next year. Siena Heights in their swan song season this year, but then you get, let me see if I can recall these, Mount Mercy, and then St. Mary of the Woods is coming in, and then the junior college school, Andrew from Georgia. So you get a plus, you get 3, 1 going away, so you have a +2 for next year. So there'll be 96 teams in the NAI in football next season, at least as of right now. Who knows what's going to happen in the next few months? But 20 of 94. That's a tough group to break into.
It is, and the quality just keeps getting better and better. Not just within the KCAC, but within the NAI, as you mentioned. It just continues to grow. And from Friends' perspective, we was at Grandview for the second round playoff game last year up in Des Moines, Iowa, led by 10 at the half, and Grandview come back and won 21-17. That turned out to be their toughest test on the way to a national championship. And it just shows the quality really from top to bottom within the NAI, but particularly as it relates now to where we're at in the KCAC, because you've got multiple teams ranked. We talked about McPherson, Southwestern. Friends is ranked 4th. Kansas Western receiving votes. So that's something that you can't neglect to mention that they're still right in that mix as well. So the conference is, and it's easy to kind of accumulate your teams in one division as well. You know, with friends, Kansas West and McPherson, Southwestern, all in the same division. That does make for some interesting matchups, and it assures that someone deserving, maybe more than one, is going to get left out of the playoff mix. That's unfortunate, but that's just the way it falls.
I was really happy last year that Southwestern made the field, and I thought they deserved it, and they got the home field advantage in the first round and won a game too.
Yes, they did.
So I was concerned that they might be on the outside looking in, being one of those, as you mentioned, deserving teams, but they really weren't. Well, Levi, man, I know you have a lot going on. I am so thankful that you stopped by here really quickly and came to visit. You add a lot to the broadcast, and you may or may not know this. I know I've mentioned Levi before, but to put a face with a name, to get to see Levi on here, friend of the channel, personal friend as well. There are many times that I'll call Levi or text Levi and get information just sometimes at the very last second before I go on a broadcast and getting information to do, and he's always there and very helpful and very knowledgeable, and I just appreciate what you do, sir.
Well, I appreciate you too, Joey, and I'll say this, you're the vehicle behind small college sports as far as the coverage goes and the promotion. You're my favorite. It's you know, I'm biased, but I'm very open in that you're my favorite one that covers us in what you do. And you know, we go back to when I was at Mid-America and now here. So but yeah, you are the engine behind covering small college sports, and we appreciate you, and you're always welcome to come, and you're invited to every game. You can't make every game, but you're invited to every game. You have an open invitation.
Well, thank you.
And whenever you're here, you just consider me with you. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
I appreciate that. I'm very, very grateful. Well, I mean, it means a lot. This is the farthest trip I've made since being back on my feet, and so I had this. I'll tell you, I had this one on the calendar since last year.
Yeah.
And didn't get to make it last year, but I said I'm coming back, and so we're here, and Midwest Sports Saturday is very happy to be here. So
well, we're happy to have you, and we're very thankful that you're back on your feet, able to cover sports like you're meant to do, like where you belong. Yeah. I had no doubt you wouldn't be, but we did pray a lot for you.
I was going to say, God's been very good. I praise God literally every day, and I'm very thankful for that.
We prayed a lot for you, and we knew you'd be back, but so we're happy to have you, and God is good. So we're happy to have you.
He is very good. Well, thank you. Well, listen, I'll take your mic, and I'll tell you what, if is Dr. Ramsire still around?
He is.
Or I didn't see. Man,
I can track him down for you. I think
if he's close by, if he's not, I'll tell you what. We'll take a look and see. I'll tell you what. I'll talk for about 2 or 3 more minutes then, and we may wrap it up. But if he's here, it's welcome to come by and.
He's been walking around
Let's see.
all over the place.
It's. Man, I need to stretch a little bit before I start turning around too much. And guys, you can see right now, of course, and I don't know if he's here or not. Levi, I'll tell you what. I'll just wrap up. We'll just say thank you to Dr. Ramsire anyway. We may get him on another time, but I'm very grateful for yours. All right, we're wrapping up here from Equity Bank Park. We have a lot more content for the channel today, so please tune in for that, and hopefully we'll be able to get you a lot of scores. This one could be a lot of fun. Great offenses. Coach Matt Middleton for Kansas Wesleyan brings a lot to the table. Of course, senior grad student quarterback in Henry Ostad playing, and he's going to be back out there today, we have heard. So he'll be on the field and leading the charge for the Coyotes. There's a lot that they have and a lot on the line for Kansas Wesleyan today too. So obviously it's not really a home game, but it's kind of a home game for friends. So we've had an opportunity to visit with Coach Phil McClintock and, of course, Levi Converse as well. I just want to give a shout-out to everyone. Thank you so much for watching the live broadcast. Now, if there's anything going on in the chat, can't see it at this point, but we'll get back and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Also, don't forget, tomorrow night, live stream at 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's going to be daylight saving time is ending. So it'll be back to 8 o'clock Central Standard Time tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time if you're watching this, Henchman. Or Jeff, you may be out in Utah right now if you happen to be watching this live. So I recognize you guys are getting it out there. So it is Standard Time. Don't forget, my iPhone makes the change on its own. But if you still have to manually adjust some clocks for Sunday morning, don't forget about that. You may show up for church a little early if you don't adjust your clocks and prepare for that. So a lot to do today, still a lot going on. NAIA football across the country. Some of the games are just about to get started right now. So we want to get to that coverage, and we want to make sure that we have more coverage for you. Thank you so much for watching today. Shout out to all of you all, to Levi Converse for being on the broadcast, to Coach Phil McClintock for being on the broadcast, and to you. You are, in fact, awesome. God made you very well, and I am glad that you are watching Midwest Sports Net and Midwest Sports Saturday here from Wichita, Kansas. So none of the production assistants with me today, flying solo. We'll get it done anywhere around. God bless you all. Have a fantastic day, and we will talk to you later.